I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Let's press on, continuing with the practice exam paper at the back of the Grade 5 Discovering Music Theory workbook. We're moving on to page 92. Section 5, which covers the topic of chords. And I have to say this is my favourite section. It usually comes towards the end of the exam, and I just feel like this is the downhill road now. We can sort of ease off going to the end. If you just get your map work sort of set out correctly before you start, all the thinking is pretty much done. And so we are asked in question 1 to choose some appropriate chords. So first of all, we need to figure out what key we're in, and we have a key signature of B flat with no other discrepancy, so we're in F major. And if you find, for example, you've chosen the wrong key, your chords won't fit, you'll be finding all sorts of weird and wonderful chords, and then you'll know that your key is incorrect. So that can then be changed. So we're in F major, so we want chords 1, 2, 4 and 5, F, G, A, B, C. Of course it's B flat, but your key signature will deal with that. Build our triads, F, A, C, G, B, D, C, E, G. Build up your first, third, fifth. If you find that tricky, just refer to a piano keyboard, 1, 3, 5, and so on. Now, we're going to choose which melody notes will best be represented in one of these chords. And so we may get some extra notes that don't quite fit, or we may get an incomplete chord, but we can still have enough to make a decision. And sometimes if there's an option of 2 chords, we will need to choose the one that's most appropriate for perhaps a cadence point. So here we have F, A, C, F, A. And that's our chord 1. And then here we have an E and a G, and that's going to be chord 5. There's no C, but there's enough of the chord to tell us that's a chord 5. And that makes perfect sense. It's an imperfect cadence. Chord 5 leaves us hanging. It doesn't sound finished. That's because, of course, the melody isn't finished. That's the halfway point. And then we continue with the melody. So here we have a D, B, G. Of course it's B flat, but your key signature deals with that. So we have a G, B, D, another B flat there. That's chord 2. And chord 2 is a good leading chord leading into a cadence. So here we have G, E, C, chord 5. And then to finish we have F, C, A, F, chord 1, a perfect cadence. All nicely finished, nice perfect cadence to close that exercise. And the same is here, but we're going to have to just do a little bit more thinking and give the correct name to the cadence point. We're told which key, but we still need to just work out what our chord options are. Best to just work it out, just lay it all down. Takes a couple of seconds and then all of the thinking is done. So we're choosing between chords 1, 2, 4 and 5. We're in D major, so D is 1, E, F, G, A. Build our triads, D, F, A, E, G, B. Of course we don't use chord 3, A, C, E. And you know you've gone right if you've got 1, 3, 5, and then that's the basis for chord 5. So we've got to choose the chords first of all, otherwise we can't describe the cadence. So we have here a D, F, D, A, that's chord 1. I've written that next to the wrong thing, sorry. There we go, that's chord 1, G, F, D, A. And then here we have A, E, C, C sharp of course, it's F sharp, but your key signature deals with all of that. A, E, C, A, that's chord 5, and that's going to leave us hanging, that's an imperfect cadence. And then here's this last one of this section. So we're in C major, so we need to just draw out our chord options, 1, 2, 4 and 5. We don't bother with chord 3. C, D, miss E, F, G, C, E, G, D, F, A, F, A, C, G, B, D. Chords 1, 4 and 5 are our primary triads, and then 2 is an often used chord. It's a good lead-in as well to cadence points. So what do we have here? We have a G, B, G, D, that's a chord 5, and then C, C, G, E, that's a chord 1. 5 to 1 is a perfect cadence, bringing everything to a satisfactory close. Now we have similar work to do in this final little exercise, but we need a little bit more detail now. We need to explain which note is in the root, so we'll just get the thinking done first. So we're told that we're in G major, so we want chords 1, 2, 4 and 5, and then we want 1 is G, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 4, 5 degrees of the scale. Build our triads, 1st, 3rd, 5th. Of course it's F sharps, but your key signature will deal with that. Now we also need to show position A, B and C, showing the root, 1st inversion, 2nd inversion, and so it's the same notes, but we're going to rearrange the order and we're going to change what's in the bass. Now we may end up with more notes than 3 notes, just as before. There will be duplications, but the principle remains the same. So chord A, we have an F, A, D, that's going to be a chord 5, and then the lowest note in the bass here is an F sharp, the F, which is the middle of the chord, so that's a 5B. Notice how I've done all of the thinking before I even look at the answer. Don't get sidetracked by trying to choose something before you've done the thinking. Work it out and then you know exactly which one it is. Don't get sidetracked. It just complicates things. Find your answer first. Now here we have an A, C, E. So that's a chord 2. And our lowest note in the bass is the A. So it's a 2 in root position, position A. So there we go, we can choose that. And then finally, we have here a chord G, G, B, G. So we've only got 2 of the notes, there's no D, but it's enough to tell us it's a chord 1. And the root note is the G, so we're in root position there, so it's 1A. And that's soon completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.